Okay, I'll try to make my first row of garter stitch. I'll pass the yarn around the peg, the back of the first peg. Tighten up the yarn, pull the stitch forward, pass the needle from the underneath through the left leg of the first stitch, pull it off the needle. Turn the tool or turn the needle slightly, and put the loop back on the peg. Wrap it around the second needle behind it. Pull out the knitting. Pass the needle from underneath through the left leg of the second stitch. Pull it off the peg carefully. Turn the needle slightly. Deposit loop back on. Around the back of the third peg, pull the stitch forward. Pass the needle through the left leg. Pull it off the peg and deposit back on. And around the next one, tighten the yarn. Pull the stitch forward. Pass the needle through it. Pull off peg. Turn needle slightly, put loop back on, and so on. You have to be careful not to get the stitches too tight, because if you do, on your normally knitted rows, then it'd be too hard to get underneath the legs of the stitches. Pull off. Also, you don't want to pull too hard so you accidentally pull off another stitch. Pass through the left leg of the stitch, turn slightly, back around. Behind the peg, pull knitting forward, pull stitch forward, pass needle underneath left leg, pull off peg, turn needle slightly, put loop back on. I think the last one you might be able to see easiest. Pull through, turn slightly, pull back on. Now we'll do the back row normal. And like I said, try not to get it too tight. Now this is a little easier knitting. I'm left-handed, so for me, doing this from right to left is the most natural. But for somebody right-handed, it might be better to do it the opposite way. Okay, my second row, yarn behind peg, pull stitch forward, pass needle through, pull off peg, back around. And here's one you'll see if you get your tension right. It's not too awful difficult to get the needle through the stitch. Tighten. Needle through leg of stitch, pull off peg, turn slightly back on. Around back of peg, leg through left leg of stitch, needle, turn needle slightly, loop back on. Back around next peg, pull stitch forward, off carefully, sometimes you might have to help with your finger, loop back on. And here. You also have to try not to split the yarn. It's easy to do. Through the wrap around through the leg. It's really not. It's not hard. It's just kind of awkward. Okay, and I'll do one more row. 1, 2, 3. 6, 7, 8. Now, try to pull this off here. It's going to be the same on both sides. It's not going to be, I guess, as accurate as machine knitted, but still, it's garter stitch.